Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Maritime Witch. I'd like to introduce you to my special guest, Sean.
Oh, I'm special now, am I?
We had a little mix-up. We missed a week. Episode 8 was actually supposed to be released on August 6th, not on August 13th. So my whole podcast schedule is kind of out of whack. So, surprise! We're here so that we can get back on track. It wasn't until I started figuring out some dates for the shout-out section that I realized it. I was recovering from an illness, and we also had some family visiting from away. Things just got really hectic, and the funny thing is, though, we actually had family here for dinner that day, and they actually commented on the podcast section of the house. They're like, "Oh, is that where you do your podcast?" And neither of us clued into the fact that, oh my God, today is podcast day. Completely over our heads.
Yeah, plus we're old, so we're not 20
we're
anymore.
Not old.
We're older.
So anyway, we are back with back-to-back episodes. So surprise. So today we're going to stray away from witchy topics, but we're going to stay kind of in the occultish kind of realm, and we're going to dive into the world of superstitions.
Very superstitious.
Are you superstitious? Where do they come from? So the definition, if anybody cares, is a widely held but unjustified belief in supernatural causation leading to certain consequences of an action or event or a practice based on such a belief. That's another mouthful.
Yeah, I don't believe in superstition because it brings bad luck.
Well, some of today's most popular superstitions had their beginnings again in ancient Babylonia. Superstitions have been long-standing and have been passed on through families and generations and generations. So we're going to look at some popular ones. I'm superstitious with some things, but not others. So one of the most popular one is it's bad luck to have a black cat cross your path. I personally think having any kitty cross your path is kind of lucky, but anyways. So where does it come from? Well, cats were actually worshipped by ancient Egyptians, but the perception of black cats changed when a church document written by Pope Gregory IX in 1233 stated that black cats were an incarnation of the devil. There was also a negative view on witches, still is in some places, and black cats were associated with being witches' familiars. So a black cat crossing your path meant that a witch sent their familiar after you and was delivering a curse. Now, I think it's lucky to have kitties cross your path. However, there was somebody that we knew, I can't remember who it was now. Anyways, they had broke their leg because their cat, not necessarily a black cat, but their cat crossed their path, because cats like to weave in and out of your legs, especially, supper time and the can opener's going. And anyways, he tried to avoid the cat and he tripped down some stairs, or I don't know. Anyways, he broke his leg. So that was definitely bad luck, but I don't think it was a black cat.
Someone brought catnip. I swear I had nothing to do with it.
Cats for us, when they cross our path, means that we are going to adopt a new cat.
No, it means we're going to be adopted.
Well, yeah, it means
we're going to be adopted.
It means that they adopt us, yes.
Okay, so walking under a ladder. Well, I'm sorry, but I think walking under a ladder is bad luck anyways, because if somebody's on the ladder, it might be bad luck for them if you knock it over. They could drop something on your head. The space created by a ladder, it forms a triangle, and apparently that is a space where evil spirits reside. And it also gave the appearance of the gallows. So it was bad luck and just morbid to walk into the gallows. Okay, whistling on a ship. I did not know this, probably because I don't like boats. So I don't go on ships and boats. But apparently it is bad luck to whistle on a boat because you are challenging the wind, and the wind will respond by increasing its wind gusts. So I can't whistle, and I don't like boats, so I think I'm safe there.
I can't whistle either.
And whistling in theaters is bad luck too, but it has something to do with sailors. I didn't get into the whole thing. I just found the ship thing kind of interesting.
Okay.
All right. So let's go on to opening an umbrella indoors. Well, it's kind of bad luck because you could knock a bunch of crap over and anyways. Apparently opening an umbrella inside your house upsets your house spirits. I did not know that. But umbrellas were unlucky for anybody other than the royal family of pharaohs because the umbrellas, when they were open, blocked out the sun, and the sun was considered to be holy. So moving on to Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is, a lot of people are scared of Friday the 13th, and it's been denoted as like a really bad day. It's a bad luck day. For me, Friday the 13th is generally a good luck day, but this is where Friday the 13th came from. In Norse mythology, there was a big banquet with 12 guests. And Loki arrived uninvited and murder happened. So that marked the 13th guest as being bad luck. And in the Last Supper, the 13th guest was Judas. And Judas betrayed Jesus. So there in itself, 13 has become the bad luck number. So Fridays, apparently that's when all the biblical tragedies happen. They all happen on Fridays. So over time, Friday and the number 13th got mashed together. And so Friday the 13th just became an equally bad day.
The moral of the story is, remember everybody, do not show up uninvited.
Well, especially if you're the 13th guest.
Yeah, because then murder's going to happen.
Well, and how many murders take place in Friday the 13th movies? Are there 13? Or is there just lots of murder?
I think there's a trailer that actually addresses that. And we'll play it right now.
Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
1, 2, 3,
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing up.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Hello?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Friday, the 13th. You may only see it once.
And we're back.
So now we're going to move on to breaking a mirror. 7 years bad luck. We've all probably heard that one. So the ancient Romans actually invented mirrors, and mirrors were viewed as a way for the gods to observe your soul. So damaging them in any way, shape, or form was just complete misfortune. And apparently the 7 years bad luck comes from when you're sick, it takes your body like a 7-year cycle to kind of renew itself. So I'm just on the heels of recovering from a severe kidney infection. So I guess I got 6 years to go. So,
Yep.
or still in year number 7. I don't know how that works. I'll let you know how I'm feeling. Feeling pretty good right now. Facing mirrors. I didn't know this, but if you have a mirror on one wall that faces a mirror on the other wall, apparently that is a doorway for the devil. Now, I don't know about that, but I do know that you and I, did we buy it at a yard sale, or did we just get it from going around, like people put stuff out for big pickup?
I don't know where it came from. I'm kind of thinking it just appeared.
Oh, no, I know where we got it from. When we moved into the apartment, that one apartment,
Oh,
it was in
there.
the closet.
Yeah, and they left it for
They
a reason.
left it.
For a reason.
That mirror was cursed.
Yes.
And we were cursed the whole time that we carried that mirror with us, and we couldn't get rid of it. Nobody wanted it.
Well, no wonder.
And then I don't know what ever happened to it. We finally got rid of it. And then, but yeah, like bad luck just followed us the whole time. And I don't think it did while we were in the apartment. But once we took that mirror out of the apartment,
Yeah.
holy crap.
We probably could have got rid of it if we would have left out the part about it being cursed.
Yeah, I was like, hey, do you want this mirror? It's cursed. Yeah, but that was, I don't even know. Maybe we shouldn't talk about that because whoever has it might be listening. It's not cursed. It's a great mirror.
We actually sold that, I think.
I think maybe we did. And we're just like, sucker.
I'm surprised the guy got up the road without the wheels falling off the car.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, terrible, terrible luck, but it was just consistent, like little pieces of just, yeah. Anyways, don't buy secondhand mirrors. Buy new. Okay, so spilling salt. So it's bad luck to spill salt, but apparently grabbing a pinch of it and throwing it over your shoulder mitigates that bad luck. But the reason why it was bad luck is because, well, twofold. In the painting of the Last Supper, the salt shaker is actually spilt in front of Judas. So that kind of denoted dishonesty and evil. And also, way back in the day, salt was a very valuable commodity. So spilling it was just costly to do, and it was just a misfortune. And with today's grocery prices, you probably don't want to spill your salt now either. So another one, this one was kind of neat. I hadn't heard this one because I don't really think that we kind of have this here in North America. But there's a Japanese superstition that it's bad luck to sleep with your head facing or pointed towards the north because the deceased are laid to rest with their head to the north. However, in Africa, that same superstition is the west. See, now our heads are to the east. So unless there's a superstition about heads facing the east when you sleep, I think we're okay.
Yeah, see, I have no clue which way my head's pointed when I'm going to sleep.
Well, I start with the east, and then I probably go a little bit towards the north, and then I'm probably a little bit more towards the south, and then...
Yeah, the older you get, everything goes north anyway, so...
No, everything goes south.
Everything goes south, yes. That's it, yes.
Yeah, everything goes south.
See, I just ruined that whole joke.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Yep.
That's okay. Everybody understands. They're used to us now.
Okay.
Itchy palms. When your left hand is itchy, when your right hand is itchy. I, for years and years, have been screwing this up because I always thought if your left hand was itchy, you were going to have money coming in. And it never happened. And that's because when your left hand is itchy, money is going out, and money is always going out of this house.
Yeah.
It's going into the house. It's going out of the house. It's going to
It
birdseed.
doesn't go in the house all that much. Goes out a lot, though.
No, I meant into repairing.
Oh, I thought
as
you meant
an investment in the house.
Oh, I see.
So if your left hand is itchy, you're going to lose money. If your right hand is itchy, you're going to get money. So if your right hand is itchy, go buy a lottery ticket. The lucky penny. You find a penny, it's good luck. Well, that just kind of came from finding any kind of money is good luck, especially these days because everybody's got debit cards and credit cards. Not a lot of people use cash. And, well, here in Canada, we don't have the penny. So finding a penny is probably good luck now because they're rare. People just used to throw pennies away, actually.
It's not worth anything, really.
Now, when we were kids, finding a penny was good luck because that meant you could go to the penny candy store and you could get a piece of candy.
True.
That's how old we are.
True.
We're not old, we're older.
True.
So the lucky rabbit's foot, not so lucky for the bunny. But it was a talisman to bring good luck and ward off evil. And when we were kids, the general stores, the Five and Dimes, the candy stores, they would have like this. They were in like every color. There was like yellow and blue and pink and purple and green. And they were real too, I think. Were they not?
Felt like it was. But it sounds like you're describing the Frosted Lucky Charms.
But where did that come from? Ah, me Lucky Charms. Oh, well, I'd rather carry a bag of Lucky Charms cereal than a rabbit's foot. That's just kind of gross when you think like who thought of that? We used to pay money for that. Like those poor little bunnies.
Yeah, it's not such a big thing now, but back in the day, yeah, it was like really huge. Every kid wanted to have a rabbit's foot. And
Now they want bingo trolls. Remember that craze? They're like the little bingo. Everybody who went to bingo had like a little bingo troll.
yeah,
The lucky trolls.
I seen somebody one time. It looked like one of them, but that's a different story.
That's not nice.
Oh, I'm not going to name names.
Okay. Knocking on wood. Now I've said it. You've said it. You know, when something good happens, you're just like, or when something bad doesn't happen, you're like, oh, knock on wood. That comes from the fact that good spirits inhabited the trees. So by knocking on wood, you would invite the good spirits to keep your good luck going. It would just be an affirmation of your good luck. I actually had that actually happen today at work. Somebody said something and it was just like, oh, knock on wood. So, or touch wood. Some people say touch wood, but more popular, I think, is knocking on wood. The chicken, well, probably not chicken, turkey wishbone. So apparently, because the tradition now is that, you know, you save the wishbone from the turkey and you pull it apart with somebody, and whoever gets the biggest piece gets good luck. But that's actually from Roman times. The Romans would wrestle with the wishbone and it accidentally broke. And so then the largest piece went to the bearer of good luck.
Once again, not so lucky for the turkey.
Yeah.
Same as a rabbit.
Same as a rabbit.
Okay.
Okay. Bad luck comes in threes, and good luck. Sometimes, you know, they're like 3 times is the charm. We as human beings crave consistency. So this actually came from just needing to have an end, especially to bad luck or to death, because a lot of people say bad luck comes in threes, death comes in threes. So by putting that limit on those events, we're putting an end to that bad luck. And that's kind of where that came from. There is another superstition, step on a crack. That superstition is actually rooted in racism. And that's all the attention that one gets. So we're moving on to, this one's kind of a fun one, just because we do have a family tie to this one. The ferryman. Paying the ferryman to get to the other side. So coins were placed with the deceased because people believed that the dead needed coins to pay the ferryman to cross the river Styx. Now, in my family, this is quite a superstition. So this is where the funny story comes in. So when my great grandfather passed away, he was placed in his coffin with a coin in his pocket to pay the ferryman to cross the river Styx. My dearly departed father, God rest your soul, Dad.
Who wasn't departed at the time.
Who wasn't departed at the time, but is now. As a little boy, decided when he went up to the coffin that my great-grandfather was laid to rest in, that he did not need that coin where he was going. So apparently reached into his pocket and took the coin. And I still have that coin. So when I go, I'm going to take a bunch of coins, including that one, because I think I've got family kind of waiting to cross over. So, well, at least one for sure. So I need to pay for my great, I don't know how many greats. Anyways.
Yeah.
But my great grandfather. So sorry, I'll get you there. I've got your coin. Hopefully not anytime soon, but just hang tight.
Gotta wait a little longer.
Yeah, just go to the riverbank coffee shop and
Or do a little fishing.
Yeah, have a latte or something, and I'll get you there. So yeah, just everybody's got family stories like that, right? No, they don't. My father was bad sometimes.
That's a whole other podcast.
That is well, that has nothing to do with the occult or anything. That's just bad to the bone, that was. Okay, so we're kind of straying off topic. So let's talk about some omen poems. Whether they're fortune telling or if they're superstition when you get married. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Sixpence in your shoe. That's another tradition, superstition that is very much ingrained in our family. I think a lot of brides too. It's just something that was passed down. And when we got married, I had something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And my something old was, I think, like an old hanky, not used, in my little purse. And then something new was my jewelry. Something blue was my garter. I can't remember what something borrowed was because I'm a little OCD when it comes to borrowing stuff. I don't like to borrow stuff. So I did, but I can't remember what it was. But the something old comes from just being ingrained in tradition and stability. Something new is reflective of the fact that it's a new marriage and new beginnings. Something borrowed, which is quite interesting, you would borrow from somebody who had been married for many years because by borrowing something from them, you were also borrowing the good luck for a good marriage. The something blue is to ward off evil. And the sixpence in your shoe was to affirm prosperity and wealth for the new couple. And I actually did have a sixpence in my shoe. And my family's British, so it was quite easy to come along with a sixpence. And I did have one. I still have it in my wedding box. It didn't really bring us a lot of prosperity, but we're happy.
Also tradition, isn't it, for the big hand to have to be going up towards the hour or something
They
like
say
that?
that it's bad luck to get married when the hour hand is moving down, that you should get married on the half hour while the hand is moving up.
And did we?
We did.
Oh, okay.
We got married at 6:30.
Okay.
So the hand was moving up towards 7.
Okay. I was just trying to focus on not dropping the ring down in the...
Over the furnace grate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we didn't think things through properly.
No.
The birthday poem. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. A child born on the Sabbath day is fair and wise and good and gay. What can I tell you about that? Saturday's child works hard for a living. And yes, they do, because I was born on a Saturday. And I don't think I'm going to be a big lottery winner. I think I'm going to have to work for everything I got.
So is that where they get the whole Wednesday Addams thing?
Well, I kind of wondered about that. If they kind of base that on that poem, I mean, it would make sense.
Because of the whole
Wednesday's
woe.
child is full of woe.
Yeah.
So maybe Wednesday. Yeah, maybe. I didn't research that part, but it could have been. And one of my favorites, although I don't agree with line number 1. 1 crow sorrow, 2 crows joy, 3 crows a girl, 4 a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told, 8 for a wish, 9 for a kiss, and 10 for a time of joyous bliss. Well, 10 crows to me is as joyous as you can get. And so is 1 crow sorrow. I know I have a friend who is very, very superstitious in the crow department. And if she sees 1 crow, it's bad luck. And you have to see the same crow she sees to mitigate that bad luck. She's very, very adamant about that. So anyways, I think that is pretty much all I had for superstitions. So at this point, we will move on to the botanical section of the show.
And the time has come for plants to take back the world so rightfully ours.
So today's botanical that I have chosen is chamomile. The element is water. Chamomile is used in spells for love and money and prosperity. And apparently if you wash your hands with an infusion before gambling, it is good luck. That's where I was going wrong, apparently. It is also used for a curse removal. And chamomile tea is good for peace of mind, meditation, and for sleep. I personally... not a fan of chamomile tea. Kind of can't get past the smell. It smells like somebody steeped a big old bale of hay.
Tastes like that too.
Yeah,
Not that I've ever, eaten hay or anything, but
Yeah, but I mean, even being on a hayfield in the hot weather and you get that kind of humid smell of hay. And to me, that just, oh, look, chamomile. So yeah, not a fan of chamomile tea. But for those of you who can, I do understand that it is a really great sleep aid. So there you have your chamomile. And now I will move on to the gemstone portion of the podcast.
I want to rock.
So the gemstone that I have chosen today is amber. It is associated with warmth and well-being and nurturing. It is actually fossilized tree sap. It cleanses the chakras. It helps to revitalize the body's internal systems. It is a healing stone. It's used for success and fortune, strong psychic protection. It's associated with earth and fire. And some of the most expensive pieces, and I remember a few years back, amber was really, really big on the market. And if you could get a bug in your amber, in your fossilized amber, those were the most expensive pieces. I do have a couple of pieces of amber, but it's just fossilized tree sap. There's nothing, no bugs. So now we will move on to the shout out section of the podcast. So I'm excited because we have 3 shout outs. Can you believe it? So I guess chronological order. So coming up on August 23rd, I would like to say happy birthday to my mom. It's her birthday, so yay, shout out to mom. A couple of fairs going on. On August 26th, there is a spiritual expo at the Kingston Legion in Kingston, Nova Scotia. It is located at 1472 Veterans Lane. There is a $2 admission. The proceeds go to Autism Nova Scotia, and it runs from 10 until 4. I will not be a vendor at that fair. We actually have family visiting from across the pond, so I will be there as a purchaser. So we're going to take them and get them to meet some people and just have some fun, do a little shopping. So, and then on September 2nd, there is a spiritual fair at the Chester Legion in Chester, Nova Scotia, 14 Union Street, Chester. Runs from 10 till 3. There's a $2 admission. This is the fair that was supposed to run, I do believe it was supposed to be July 22nd, but got canceled due to lots and lots and lots and lots of rain. So we are rescheduled, and I will be at that fair as a vendor. So a couple of things to, if you're roaming around the province in the next couple of weeks, then, a couple of things to attend if you're interested in coming out. And so ends the shout out section of the show. But before we go, if you have any shout outs, get them in. We're happy to get them on there for you. So just email me at the maritimewitch@gmail.com. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It was kind of oh my gosh, we missed an episode, so we have to write one really, really quickly. But it was a lot of fun. We've had fun doing a lot of research on this one. We'll be back on September 3rd.
We hope.
We hope, if we don't forget. Tune in for that one. We're not really sure what the topic is going to be yet, but I will tell you that there will be a little bit of a surprise. So you might want to tune in for that one. In the meantime, may the universe find you safe, happy, and healthy. Blessed be.